My friends, let me begin with a truth that many ignore. Every great achievement, every fortune ever built, every legacy that echoes through history started as nothing more than an idea, an invisible seed planted deep in the soil of someone's mind. Not in the hands of the wealthy, not in the vaults of a bank, not in the columns of a spreadsheet, but in the mind. The journey toward prosperity does not begin with money. It begins with purpose, a purpose so clear and so charged with emotion that it sets your entire being on fire. If you have no definite goal, you are drifting. You cannot drift your way into wealth. You must pursue it with direction, with obsession, with clarity. You must wake up in the morning knowing exactly what you are working toward. Not vaguely, not someday, but precisely. This clarity is the first requirement of wealth. Without it, you're just a wanderer in a world built for warriors. But purpose alone is not enough. That seed will never break through the surface if it is not fueled by faith. Not the kind of faith people speak of passively, but the kind of faith that moves mountains. The kind that keeps you going when the world says stop. Faith is belief in the invisible. It is the ability to act without evidence, trusting that your vision is more real than your current reality. You must see the success before the world sees it. You must walk as if the prize is already yours. Doubt will choke your dreams before they bloom, but faith, unshakable faith, is the sunlight that calls your vision to life. Now, let's get real. Wishing is not building. Daydreaming is not designing. Knowledge alone is not power. It is potential. Power only emerges when that knowledge is specialized and applied. The world is full of smart people who are broke. Why? Because they don't act on what they know. They collect facts, not fortunes. You must become a student of something specific, something useful, and something that serves others. But don't just study, use it. Apply it. Multiply it. Wealth flows not to those who know the most, but to those who do the most with what they know. Still, there is a test. Life doesn't give out rewards freely. It challenges the dreamer. It delays the harvest to test your dedication. There will be setbacks, delays, rejections, failures, but you must press forward. When others retreat, you advance. When others sleep, you sharpen your tools. You do not stop. You persist when it's boring. You persist when it's lonely. You persist when it's slow, because you know that the soil does not respond to doubt. It responds to effort, and effort over time becomes unstoppable. And though your will must be unshakable, know this: no one climbs the mountain alone. The myth of the self-made person is just that, a myth. Prosperity is a team sport. Surround yourself with thinkers, builders, believers, people who challenge your excuses and multiply your momentum. The right alliance will elevate you faster than years of struggle and isolation. And the wrong company, it will quietly kill your seed before it ever takes root. Choose your circle as carefully as you choose your dreams. Every single day, whether you realize it or not, you are programming your mind with your words, your thoughts, your beliefs. The person you become is not decided by what happens to you, but by what you repeatedly tell yourself. If you speak of limitation, you'll live within one. If you rehearse failure, you'll attract it. But if you flood your mind with images of victory, with words of belief, with declarations of wealth, then the mind, like a garden, will begin to grow in that direction. This is not mysticism. This is repetition. This is auto-suggestion. And it works, because the subconscious accepts what you feed it daily. Feed it abundance. But here's the catch. The world doesn't care about what you believe, what you dream, or what you know unless you act. Action is the final piece. Thought is the blueprint, but action lays the bricks. You cannot wait for the perfect day. You cannot wait for permission. You must act with precision, with courage, with urgency. The moment you delay, doubt creeps back in. The moment you hesitate, momentum vanishes. Fortune favors the bold, but only when they move. So what does it mean to plant the seed of success? It means choosing a purpose and chasing it like your life depends on it. It means believing so deeply in your dream that reality has no choice but to catch up. It means learning, applying, adjusting, and persisting. It means choosing allies who elevate you. It means speaking life into your vision every day. And above all, it means acting like the person you are becoming. because in truth you already are that person. The seed of greatness is not something you have to find. It's something you must activate. And once you do, wealth, true wealth, will chase you. So plant it, today, not tomorrow, not someday now. Nurture it, water it, speak to it, practice, and when others laugh, ignore them. When others quit, outlast them. When others doubt you, let that doubt become your fire. Because one day they won't just see the tree you grew. They'll sit in the shade of your success, and they'll wonder how you did it. But you'll know, you planted the seed, and you never stopped growing. Every form of success, every fortune, every groundbreaking innovation begins with a single decision, knowing exactly what you want. Not what sounds good, not what impresses others, not what the world says you should want, but a desire that is deeply personal, unmistakably clear, and fiercely intense. When your purpose is definite and your desire burns like fire, you activate forces within yourself that remain asleep in the average person. Most people drift through life like leaves in the wind, tossed around by circumstance, reacting to whatever comes. But those who succeed, truly succeed, make a choice. They decide what they want, and they allow no alternative outcome to distract them. This kind of purpose is not built on shallow wishes. It's not a New Year's resolution. It's not a passing interest. It's an obsession. It's the kind of desire that keeps you awake at night, not from fear, but from excitement. It's what makes you jump out of bed while others are still sleeping. It creates a fire in your chest that no discouragement can put out. And here's the truth. Without that fire, the world will test you, and you will retreat. But with it, you become unstoppable. When your desire is strong enough, you become blind to excuses. Rejection becomes a lesson. Delay becomes preparation. Criticism becomes fuel. You don't negotiate with your dream. You chase it with everything you have. You don't wait for permission. You create the path as you walk. Because when you are clear about what you want and why you want it, the house starts to appear. Doors open. People show up. Resources align. And it's not magic, it's focus. Relentless, unwavering focus born out of definite purpose. Think of it this way. When a person truly wants something with all their heart, their brain begins to function differently. They see opportunities where others see obstacles. They keep going when others stop. They are not concerned with how hard it gets, because they've already made the decision to win. That is the power of burning desire. It transforms ordinary people into extraordinary achievers, not because they have more talent, but because they have more fire. They are not hoping things will work. They are making them work. This is the beginning of all wealth. Not money, not luck, not opportunity, but a focused mind backed by a heart that refuses to quit. You must define your goal in such detail that it lives in your imagination. You must see it, feel it, obsess over it. Then you must go after it like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. The life you want, the freedom you crave, the impact you were born to make, all of it rests on whether you are willing to plant the seed of purpose and feed it with desire so intense it drowns out fear. Faith is the invisible power that drives the visible world. When you have a vision of your future, a dream, a goal, a purpose, it is faith that keeps that vision alive when everything around you looks the opposite. It's easy to believe when the results are visible, when the money is flowing, when people are cheering. But true success belongs to those who believe before the applause, who trust the process when there is no proof, who keep walking even when the path is hidden. A vision without faith is nothing more than a fantasy, but a vision infused with faith becomes a living force, an unshakable inner reality that starts shaping your outer world. Faith isn't about religion or wishful thinking. Faith is the confident expectation that what you see in your mind will one day exist in your hands. It's an inner knowing that doesn't rely on outside validation. You can be surrounded by doubt, criticism, even failure, and yet still move forward, because the picture in your heart is clearer than the noise around you. That is the power of a faith-fueled vision. It makes the invisible feel more real than your current limitations. It gives you the ability to keep building when nothing has shown up yet, to keep investing when the return hasn't come, and to keep showing up when results are slow. This is not delusion. This is discipline. Your vision must be fed daily, not just with action, but with belief. You have to speak it, visualize it, affirm it. You have to treat it like it already exists. Because faith is not passive, it's active. It's not just sitting and hoping. It's moving and building with full expectation that your time is coming. And yes, there will be moments where doubt tries to creep in. Moments where it feels like nothing is working. That's when most people quit, but not you. Because you understand that faith is not about feelings. It's about commitment. You've seen something in your mind, and you're not backing down until it shows up in reality. People may laugh at your dreams, let them. People may question your goals, ignore them, because when your vision is backed by faith, you don't need approval, you don't need applause. You are driven by a higher standard. You are being pulled by a future that already belongs to you. It's just waiting for you to catch up. And with every step, every act of courage, every disciplined decision, you are getting closer. Faith doesn't guarantee that the road will be easy. It guarantees that you'll keep walking it no matter what. It doesn't eliminate fear. It gives you the strength to move forward in spite of it, and that is what separates the dreamers from the achievers. The dreamers hope, the achievers believe. The dreamers wait, the achievers act. The dreamers fear failure, the achievers trust the process. Knowledge alone is not power. That phrase is one of the biggest misunderstandings people carry. It's not what you know that creates wealth, success, or impact. It's what you do with what you know. The world is full of highly educated individuals living paycheck to paycheck. They hold degrees, certificates, and titles, yet struggle to create lasting prosperity. Why? Because knowledge that just sits in your mind is like seeds locked in a jar. They have potential, but they will never grow unless planted, watered, and exposed to light. In the same way, knowledge must be specialized and applied in order to become powerful. General knowledge is everywhere. You can look up anything online, but it's not general information that changes lives. It's the focused use of precise knowledge in a specific field or direction that makes the difference. When you find one area of skill, one discipline, one subject that you commit to mastering, you set yourself apart from the crowd. You begin to develop value, and value is what the world pays for. People are not rewarded for how many facts they know. They're rewarded for the problems they can solve, the needs they can meet, and the transformation they can bring. You must take your knowledge and aim it like a laser. Choose a field where you can become an expert. Study it, practice it, test it, learn from real results, not just theories. Then turn around and offer that knowledge to others through services, products, teaching, building, or innovating. That's when your knowledge becomes currency. That's when your skills begin to attract opportunities. Applied knowledge is the engine of all advancement. It turns invisible thoughts into visible results. But here's what most people miss. It's not enough to just collect information. You must turn it into daily action. You must move from learning mode to doing mode. Yes, read the books, watch the videos, attend the seminars, but then go out and apply. Make mistakes. Adjust. Try again. Because it is through repetition and real-world application that your understanding deepens and your results grow. Action sharpens knowledge. Execution turns ideas into income. Prosperity is not about knowing everything. It's about knowing something so well that people seek you out for it. When you become valuable in a specific area, you become irreplaceable. You become the go-to person. And with that reputation comes leverage, financial, professional, and personal. But it all begins with the decision to stop being a consumer of random information and start becoming a producer of specific results. So ask yourself, what problem can I solve? What knowledge can I master? Where can I go deeper instead of wider? Because in that depth lies your power. And when you apply that specialized knowledge with consistency, creativity, and courage, you begin to rise above the noise. You start to build something meaningful. You create momentum that leads to mastery, and mastery is the path to wealth. In this world, those who rise are not always the ones who know the most. They are the ones who apply what they know the best. So don't just gather information. Live it. Use it. turn it into something the world can benefit from. That is how specialized knowledge becomes the foundation of your future success. Persistence is the quality that separates those who merely start from those who finish. It's the force that pushes you forward when your motivation fades, when your plans fall apart, and when your results take longer than expected. Every person who has achieved greatness has one thing in common. They refused to quit. They faced obstacles, setbacks, failures, and even moments of complete hopelessness, but they didn't allow those moments to define them. Instead, they used resistance as fuel. They understood that the universe does not give rewards for starting. It gives rewards for finishing. And to finish, you must persist. Most people are excited at the beginning. Everyone is passionate on day one. But passion fades and resistance begins to rise. That's when the test begins. Life doesn't give you what you ask for. It gives you what you demand through your actions over time. The challenges are not there to stop you. They are there to see how badly you really want it. Anyone can work hard for a week. Anyone can stay focused for a few days. But what separates the successful from the average is the ability to keep going when the results are invisible, when the progress is slow, and when nobody is cheering you on. Persistence is not about talent. It's not about intelligence. It's about refusing to surrender. It's the voice in your head that says, "One more try," when everything else says, "Give up." It's the decision to show up again and again, not because it's easy, but because the goal is worth it. Resistance is not the enemy. It is the gatekeeper, and persistence is the key that unlocks the gate. Every successful person you admire has gone through moments where quitting felt like the logical option. But they kept going, and that made all the difference. There will be days when you feel alone, when the effort doesn't seem to match the reward, when failure knocks the wind out of you. But if you can persist, just keep showing up, keep moving, keep believing, you'll find that progress is being made, even if you can't see it yet. The soil doesn't show the roots growing underground, but they are growing. The pressure you feel isn't punishment. It's preparation. You're being shaped for the very thing you're working toward. You must become emotionally immune to delay. You must train your mind to expect resistance and meet it with strength. You must fall in love with the process, not just the reward. Because if your commitment is conditional, your success will be temporary. But if your commitment is absolute, no storm can stop you. You will bend but not break. You will get tired but not defeated. And eventually you will rise above every obstacle. Persistence is power. It's quiet. It's often invisible. It doesn't get headlines. But behind every great success story is a person who simply refused to quit. And that can be you. Not because it's easy, not because it's fast, but because you've decided that your dream is not negotiable. Success is never a solo act. Behind every major accomplishment is a network of minds working in harmony toward a common purpose. The concept is simple yet powerful. When two or more individuals come together with shared intention, mutual respect, and aligned goals, they create something greater than the sum of their individual efforts. This is the power of a mastermind alliance, a gathering of minds united in purpose, driving each other to grow, achieve, and transcend limitations. Many people try to succeed alone. They wear solitude as a badge of honor, believing they must prove something by doing everything themselves. But that path is slow, uncertain, and often filled with unnecessary struggle. True achievers understand that aligning with others who challenge, support, and inspire them is not a weakness. It's a strategy. The mastermind is a force that multiplies potential. It brings out new perspectives, faster solutions, and greater accountability. You benefit not only from your own thinking, but from the collective wisdom, energy, and focus of the group. In a true mastermind alliance, ego is left at the door. Every person brings something to the table, be it knowledge, skill, connections, or experience, and every person gains something as well. The strength of the alliance lies in its harmony. When minds are in sync, creativity flows, resilience increases, and action becomes more precise. You begin to move forward with greater confidence because you are no longer relying solely on your own judgment. You have counsel, you have perspective, you have backup. But this kind of alliance must be intentional. It's not about surrounding yourself with random people or casual acquaintances. It's about selecting individuals who are committed to growth, who share a similar hunger for achievement, and who are willing to give as much as they take. The wrong alliance can drain your energy, waste your time, or even lead you off course. But the right alliance will lift you higher than you could ever climb alone. Think about the times in your life when you made the most progress. Chances are, someone was there, encouraging you, challenging you, or guiding you. Maybe they believed in you when you didn't believe in yourself. Maybe they shared an idea that opened a new door. Maybe they held you accountable when you wanted to quit. That is the essence of the mastermind. It provides strength when your own strength runs low. As you move forward in your journey to prosperity, ask yourself, who am I surrounding myself with? Are they helping me grow or holding me back? Are they aligned with my values and vision? Are they people I can trust, learn from, and build with? If not, it's time to be intentional. Seek out people who think big, act with purpose, and live with discipline. Join groups, create partnerships, or even form your own mastermind. Don't wait for the right people to show up. Attract them by becoming the kind of person they want to work with. When you harness the power of the Mastermind Alliance, you tap into a source of strength that is far greater than any single person. You create momentum that cannot be stopped. You accelerate your growth, sharpen your focus, and stay aligned with your purpose. And over time, this collective energy propels each member of the group toward levels of success that would be unreachable alone. So don't fall into the trap of isolation. Greatness requires connection. And the moment you step into an alliance with the right minds, the game changes. You move faster, reach further, and achieve more. Not because you're better than anyone else, but because you've learned to tap into one of the greatest principles of prosperity, that no powerful vision is ever built alone. Your mind is a garden, and every thought you allow to take root will eventually bear fruit, positive or negative. Auto-suggestion is the deliberate act of planting seeds in that garden. It is the process of reprogramming your thoughts, beliefs, and internal dialogue to align with your goals, rather than your fears. What you consistently say to yourself, you eventually believe. And what you believe shapes how you act, how you feel, and ultimately what you become. This is not theory. It is psychological fact. The human brain is always listening, always learning, always adapting to the messages it receives. So the real question is, what are you feeding your mind? Most people live on mental autopilot. They wake up and immediately absorb the noise of the world, social media, news, complaints, doubts, fear, and comparison. They don't realize that their internal world is being shaped by external chaos. But those who understand the power of auto-suggestion don't leave their mindset to chance. They take control. They use affirmations, visualization, written goals, and intentional language to speak directly to their subconscious mind. They speak in the language of success, even when success hasn't shown up yet, because they know that the mind doesn't differentiate between imagination and reality. It simply responds to repetition and emotion. If you tell yourself every day that you're not good enough, that money is hard to make, that people like you never win, your mind will accept those statements as truth, and you'll unconsciously live them out. But if you reverse that language, if you tell yourself with conviction that you are worthy, that wealth flows to you through your ideas and effort, that you are becoming stronger, smarter, and more focused every day, your mind begins to shift. Your actions begin to change. Your results begin to improve. Reprogramming your mind is not a one-time event. It's a daily discipline. Just like your body needs consistent training to stay strong, your mind needs constant input to stay sharp and aligned. Auto-suggestion is the workout your mindset needs. And just like physical exercise, it can feel uncomfortable at first. Repeating powerful affirmations might feel awkward. Visualizing success might feel silly. Writing down goals every morning might seem unnecessary. But over time, these habits begin to transform your identity. And once your identity changes, everything else changes with it. This is how you begin to build unshakable belief in yourself. not by waiting for life to prove your worth, but by declaring it first. You don't need evidence to believe in your future. You need belief to create the evidence. Speak your goals into existence, not as hope, but as intention. Act as if they are already unfolding, because what you say to yourself matters more than what anyone else says about you. Your voice is the most influential voice in your life. Guard your internal language. Cancel the thoughts that no longer serve you. Replace them with empowering truths. Speak victory. Speak abundance. Speak strength. Speak growth. Feed your mind the words and images of the life you are building, and do it daily, morning, night, and every chance in between. Because the mind, when programmed with clarity and belief, becomes your most powerful asset in creating a life of prosperity. Those who master auto-suggestion don't just hope for change. They create it. They become the architect of their thoughts and, by extension, the builders of their future. You are either programming your mind or being programmed by your environment. Choose the former. Take command. Rewrite the script, because your future is being written by your thoughts, and you get to hold the pen. All the desire in the world, all the faith in your heart, and all the knowledge you possess will amount to nothing unless they are followed by action. Not just any action. Purposeful, deliberate, and consistent action taken with faith and precision. Far too many people spend their lives preparing, planning, analyzing, and waiting for the perfect moment, never realizing that action is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. You cannot manifest prosperity by thought alone. Thought is where it begins, but action is where it becomes real. It is the execution of your vision that brings it to life. Faith without movement is wasted energy. If you say you believe in your dream, your actions must prove it. Taking steps forward, even when the path is uncertain, is how faith is demonstrated. Anyone can act when the conditions are perfect, when the outcome is guaranteed. But true faith is acting when there are no guarantees, when the results haven't arrived yet, when people around you doubt your direction. It's getting up every day and doing what needs to be done, even when the evidence of success isn't yet visible. Precision matters because scattered action leads to scattered results. You don't need to do 100 things halfway. You need to do a few things with intention and mastery. Every move you make should bring you closer to your goal. That's why clarity of purpose is so important. It keeps you aligned. It allows you to make decisions faster, to eliminate distractions, and to measure progress. When your actions are precise, your growth accelerates. You stop wasting time, energy, and emotion on what doesn't matter. There's a discipline that comes with this kind of action. It's not emotional. It's not driven by moods or motivation. It's driven by commitment, by knowing exactly what you want and taking steps toward it regardless of circumstances. Because life will give you excuses. It will offer you distractions. It will hand you every reason to delay. But none of those matter if your belief is stronger than your resistance. And belief, when combined with action, becomes a force that no obstacle can withstand. Taking action doesn't mean everything will go right the first time. It means you're willing to fail forward, to adjust, to learn in motion. Many people wait for the perfect plan before they move, not realizing that clarity comes through action. The path becomes visible as you walk it. Precision improves as you practice. Momentum builds as you move. So even if the step is small, take it. Even if you're unsure, act with what you know and adjust as you go. Faith in action is powerful. It means you're not just wishing, you're working. You're not waiting for success to knock on your door. You're out building the door. The world respects effort. The universe responds to movement. Resources, opportunities, and breakthroughs begin to align when you show you're serious. Because effort backed by belief sends a clear message. You are ready. Every person who has ever created something extraordinary didn't do so by sitting still. They moved, they acted, they risked. They made calls when no one was answering. They kept building when no one was watching. They kept showing up when no one believed. And eventually, their consistent, precise action, fueled by unwavering faith, opened doors, created results, and changed lives. You have that same power, but you must act, and not randomly, not recklessly. but with precision, with focus, and with the kind of faith that refuses to back down. Because success is not waiting for you. You must go out and meet it. And the only way to meet it is through movement, strategic, intentional, fearless movement. Every single day, every insight you've heard, from planting a definite purpose to fueling a vision with unshakable faith, applying specialized knowledge, pushing past resistance, forging a mastermind alliance, reprogramming your mind, and taking action with unwavering precision, belongs to one simple truth. Prosperity isn't a matter of luck or timing. It's a matter of deliberate design. It begins within you long before it shows up in your bank account, your career, or your legacy. Countless individuals chase wealth as if it's a destination on a map. But true prosperity is a process, one that starts with how you think, how you believe, how you speak, who you surround yourself with, and most importantly, how you act each day. You don't wait for perfection. You don't wait for permission. You rise. You decide, you move. You outwork doubt with consistency, outlast fear with faith, and outthink stagnation with relentless learning. The seeds you plant today in your mind, in your habits, in your actions, will shape your life tomorrow. Let each principle become a pillar in your daily life. Let your purpose blaze. Let your faith deepen. Let your knowledge sharpen. Let your persistence strengthen. Let your alliances uplift. Let your self-talk align. And let your action echo your belief. Because when all these forces unite with clarity and intention, you create momentum that inertia cannot stop. You don't just hope for change. You become its architect. You don't just dream of growth. You live it in every choice you make. So stand firm in your purpose. See your future is already written. Equip yourself with skill. Keep moving through the storm. Gather minds that build. Shape your thoughts with intention. And move forward every single day with faith and precision. Your seed of success is planted. Now it's up to you to nurture it. What will you grow with the life you've been given? The answer is in what you do today, tomorrow, and every day after. Let this be your moment, and may your journey toward prosperity be unstoppable.